When you identify the biggest threats to your organization's success or safety, you likely start by looking outward. We build defense mechanisms to repel known adversaries, aggressive competitors, and hostile actors. This focus creates a psychological blind spot. Your most critical vulnerabilities often exist inside the perimeter you've worked so hard to fortify. By focusing exclusively on external enemies, you leave yourself exposed to the dangers you have already invited into your inner circle. Humans have a psychological bias to reward emotional loyalty. Leaders frequently mistake fierce personal devotion for actual competence. This vulnerability is documented in the Panchatantra, an ancient Indian text that codifies the mechanics of political strategy and human nature. The text presents a specific thesis. A leader's most lethal threat is the devoted, foolish friend, who often causes more damage than a calculated enemy. The text illustrates this risk through the story of a powerful king and his favorite companion, a pet monkey. The king grants the monkey royal status and unrestricted access to the palace, elevating him purely out of personal affection. These are standard security protocols surrounding a leader's inner sanctum. To reach the center, one must pass multiple defensive layers. Even vetted, confidential servants are forbidden from crossing the final threshold. The monkey, however, ignores these protocols entirely, moving freely into the king's personal rooms. The king prioritized his own emotional comfort over the specialized judgment of his security professionals. Overriding standard operating procedures for a favorite subordinate guarantees a structural failure in any organization. This failure manifests one afternoon when the king falls asleep. He leaves his physical safety in the hands of the unqualified monkey. A minor nuisance disrupts the peace. A single fly lands on the sleeping king's chest. The monkey tries to shoo it away, but it continues to return, creating a cycle of frustration. The monkey becomes enraged. He operates with maximum devotion to the king, but zero rational logic. Desperate to protect his master, the monkey grabs a sword and strikes at the fly with all his might. When highly motivated incompetence meets a minor problem, it escalates the situation into a catastrophic threat. The fly escapes unharmed. The king is severely wounded by his own guard's weapon. The monkey struck the blow, but the systemic failure lies with the king's initial judgment. The Panchatantra offers a clear warning. Beware of a foolish friend. He can cause you more harm than your enemy. Evaluate your inner circle based on capability and judgment. Prioritizing unquestioning devotion over these traits creates a fatal structural flaw in your leadership. Pure intentions do not mitigate damage. When a crisis arrives, a fool's help is often more destructive than the original problem.